is Yotta. You ain't know? Listen, if you hear any noise or voices in the background, if you can't have the willpower, disregard it. All right, listen. All right, usually I go by, I used to go by Yotta, nickname, whatever. I was gonna go by like, then I have my other name like Yotta M Wordsmith, and then my one of my rap names, when I do my writing and stuff is Yotta the Majestic, and code name Your Majesty. We'll get to that a little later. Okay, so here it is, beautiful. So let me tell you this, okay. I'm here to clarify. I ain't here to argue with nobody, okay? This being said, okay, let me tell you about this energy that's here, okay? This energy is basically to be embodied, okay? It's going into the lived energy. So basically this means, okay, like, and like I said, I usually get my messages from whom I call master teacher experience, okay? So, master teacher experience brings me, these messages, and then I put them in a way that it can be fed to the masses in a way, okay, that they can eat, okay? So this being said, okay, I am the first creation, okay? All right? The first creation, okay? All right? So, this being said, I embarrass you if you doubt me. That's the only part, all right? So I like you for me. I like to, get these points and get them up out the way, okay? So now, me being the first creation, okay? All right. This being said, okay? All right. I am the first creation, okay? And at the same time, I come from the future, okay? Now, you did hear that they said the first would be last, and then the last would be first. Okay, this is reaping season. Okay, so yeah, this is my time to take the head. Yeah, because all them little messengers or whatever, or excuse my language, the ones you for me that be talking a lot. You for me, listen. Okay, this energy. Shout out to specific channels and things that that have been brought up. Okay, that may come through. In a sense, during this message. Okay, listen. These energies are to be embodied, okay? That means your intellect can only take you so far. Your intellect can only take you so far, okay? So now, this is the energy where your intuition has to come take the helm. You have to listen to your intuition now, okay? Because your intellect can only take you so far, okay? So, this being said, you feel me? It's about doing, the more that y'all go into being still, doing, you feel me, being still, there's many ways, you feel me? There's many ways to, be still and just listen to the breath. You feel me? Just listen to your heart. You feel me? It's just being still, okay? Getting back to nature, okay? And you feel me? This actually increases your magnetism, okay? It brings you things, okay? You feel me? So that's what I'm saying. The more that y'all simplify, the thing is, the more that y'all just simplify things. This is going back into simplicity. Just keep it simple. Just keep it as simple, okay? Okay, being easy on yourself, getting back to your healthiness, okay? Getting that peace of mind, okay? Now, certain ones are going to, you feel me? I'm going to bring this up because certain religions, okay? Certain religions, you for me, like to tell you about things. Okay, let me tell you about what the Most High of all creators has already let me know, okay? Because me, since I am the first creation, I get my messages from the source, straight from the source, okay? So, this being said, okay, the Most High of all creators already let me know that the Most High of all creators has messengers, okay, of course, okay, and has already been sent the messengers, okay, has already sent out the messengers, okay. The Most High, I said this in previous videos, okay, the Most High's first messenger is the messenger experience, okay, that's the first messenger, okay. Now, if you ain't get that, if you ain't peeped that messenger, you feel me? The other messengers become imagery and thought, images and thoughts, okay. Okay, if all that, okay, then the Most High of all creators said, if all else fails, okay, then the Most High of all creator uses words, okay? The reason is being because words can easily be misunderstood, okay? So, you probably want to replay that again, okay? Because religion likes to, you feel me? I done watched some videos where, you feel me, they got Christian, Muslim going back and they all babbling, you feel me? And then I'm going to bring up a little bit about the little Malachi Z. York dude, You feel me? And the Bobby Hemmett, and what Bobby Hemmett was like, oh yeah, he would talk about, Malachi talk about he from Risk, and and he said if he was getting arrested, his spaceships, you feel me, gonna be popping up on everybody, and the whole squad, his whole squad looking for the spaceships. Okay, listen. Then they, you feel me, and then they find out that they supposedly had Malachi somewhere over in Colorado, which is supposed to like block off so the spaceship from going through a specific Stargate. Okay, so the whole part is, I would just get on that individual's horoscope sign or whatever. Now I ain't gonna get to all that, Gemini, a little bit of Cancer, you feel me? Anyway, so and then the thing is me checking out all these little messengers, bro. You feel me? Well, all these messengers. Okay, excuse my language. These teachers. They're teachers. Those are teachers, okay? I'm a teacher, okay? So this being said, okay, I have analyzed, okay, certain, and then Soya Bachi or whatever, the guy that was talking about, the Christos oil. Okay, let me tell you, okay, and then you got the Wu Sabat, the new Nubians, and then them trying to tell some other guys, you feel me, how much they're not in a cult, how much, you feel me, and like, to me, it's like, look, y'all is kind of like science, y'all talking about religion versus scientists or scientists. Okay, to me, y'all's like a bit of a cult, y'all kind of like us. Y'all basically like a group of scientists, basically. I ain't say like a cult, but y'all saying y'all have a culture and everything. Okay, so my whole thing is, listen to this, okay. And then it did say, okay, let me tell you something about that. Okay, where was I going? Pause. Yeah. Okay, here it goes. So basically, what I was getting to was they talking about like one of the channels, the guy, they teach whatever, and he was talking about like 33 species, alien species, and everything like that. And and I'm gonna talk about a little bit about the ones that certain one he like to call himself young pharaoh. You might be getting old there, huh? And then I'll bring up a little bit about who likes to be called 607 UNC. Or uncle, whatever, like call himself that. Okay, listen. Because I know spells, okay? Wordsmith, okay? Yeah, it sounds sword spelling there. Okay, anywho. So, this being said, okay, now let me get to that Wusabat, okay? They was talking about the species and extraterrestrials, and then he was talking about like Anunnaki, and then he was talking about Yakub, and then he was talking about then he was talking about Risk, and then I got to talk about, hold on, wait a minute. Didn't my guy say like something about the Anunnaki, and he was an Anunnaki? Okay, look, I know a little something about the Anunnaki and the Enlil and Enki, and Enki ain't really a good individual. He really he created some things, some ones that don't have a mouth and that are doing certain things with blood and that are making blood and getting these certain ones to give them certain type of immortality, but unaliving them and mixing things with blood and stuff. He's been doing something. He ain't really good individual. Anywho, yeah, the Anunnaki and the Anunnaki. Anyway, I might even have to make this 2-part. Let me see if I can speed this up. Okay, anyway. Yo, so then I hear, someone that like to call young Phil, whatever, he was talking about, Anunnaki and arachnoid and, spiders and everything. And, so I was just like a little interested about that. So let me see if I had something else here. Okay, let me tell you about something about the Most High told me, okay? Okay, the Most High told me that, who the Most High is. The Most High said, I am the process. Okay, so I thought that was pretty cool because you got to know what the process is. It's the process of doing, it's just the process. You feel me? Of something growing or something, you feel me? It could be a fire, you feel me? It's the process. Somebody's eyes blinking, somebody's mouth moving, the process. Okay, so all these talking about God and stuff like that, little do they know, the Most High of all creators is the process. So the Most High of all creators already said what we're doing here on the earth. Okay, we are creating God. That's what we're doing here, creating God. Okay, so so it just, all y'all keep talking about how your God this and that and that. Y'all don't even get it. We are creating God. You feel me? If somebody been slapping you, are you gonna slap them back? So we got it. You feel me? And y'all got the Christian, the Muslim. So you feel me? So it kind of and then and then with the Wusa guy told me about drop the gems about the thing in Revelations. If you read at Revelations 3:14. It already said, and then you could go into 22 if you want to. And then it talks about how the certain ones seen creation of God. Like, come on now. So it already says we're creating God in oh so many ways. I'm not saying that that's the right stuff. It's just something behind what they're saying. So I was just letting y'all know. Be still, taking these beautiful energies, okay? And this new energy, the more still you become, you feel me, more easier and simple things are gonna become for you, okay? Let me see if I got something else one time. Okay, and I'm gonna just say the list. Okay, even though I say meditation, I didn't say Buddhists have it all together. Okay, if they talk about everything is suffering, it tells me everything I need to know. Because if that's how you see everything, that's how things are. You feel me? So I don't see everything as suffering, okay? So y'all, be still and get in these energies and learn how to be innovative and get your creativity back, okay? And take it easy on yourself, okay? On the other side of your fear is what you really would like, okay? You feel me? So get past the fear, okay? Do the thing, you feel me? And make sure it's not harming anybody or yourself, okay? I love y'all. Find something safe doing. Stay accountable. One.